All right, let me have a quick chat with y'all. So I gave y'all a video. I put one out about Carmax buying experience. I'm buying my car. They delivered it. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at that video, you can view that. I do have a little buying experience on here. So this video is going to be about my warranty. I think it is 1,500 miles, 7 days. For like all the initial stuff where you can actually bring the car back and get your full refund. And then I have Carmax Care, which is the extended warranty, and I have it up to like 200,000 miles on the car. Okay, so when I purchased this car, I think it was between 30 and 32,000 miles on it. I currently have 42,000 miles on this car. No, it might have been like 35, 36. So my whole first month, I barely drove the car. You know, the panorama was still going on. People really wasn't doing too much, and I really wasn't going anywhere. When I purchased the car, I took the car around the block. I spent it around the block, and somebody was riding with me. You know, we just checked out all the functions and stuff, and it sounded good and everything. But excuse me, after that, I started noticing a lot of things about this car. The first thing that I noticed is the gurgling noise that the fluid in the radiator makes. So I brought the car in. They took a look at it. They said that it was a natural noise, that, you know, it's just the way that it was. The guy was very nice. He asked me what car did I have before this. I told him an Infiniti, and he was asking me, you know, did you ever notice that in the Infiniti you can hear the air compressor a little bit, blah 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 blah. We talked about that. So he just told me that, you know, by me driving a luxury car prior to this, I just had to get used to some of the downgrades of this car. So what I'm driving is a 2019 Nissan Versa. So when I initially purchased this car, this purchase it really wasn't for me. This car was for the streets, okay? This car was for me to rent out on Turo. It was, you know, to drive Uber, do little things like this. But, you know, this is not my style of car. But it's very economical on gas. It's efficient, you know, so I'm not complaining about it. But I'm noticing more and more problems with the car. So they told me that noise was normal. I also had to get the brakes checked. I went to 2 or 3 different places to get the brakes checked. So by the time I got here, whatever they told me, you know, I would have a heads up, because sometimes it pays to get a second opinion on things. Some people will just look at stuff and tell you like, oh, you got to get this new, you know. So I went to 3 places. I did a free AAA check. I also went to a place that I trust close to my home, and then I brought it here. Everybody all said the same thing, that this car, prior to me purchasing it, was probably sitting by some kind of water, some salt water or something. So they said that the brakes were making this noise, which the brakes eventually stopped. After like 2.5 months, I stopped hearing all that noise, because I was like, well, can't y'all put some kind of lubricant or something on here, because I don't like noises like this. They told me just to keep driving. It was going to wear off. Okay. So my 2 back windows for the back seat, they seem to have a mind of their own. They not roll down, but they crack a little bit. Like, not a crack in the glass, but a crack in between it being closed. So sometimes you open the door and close it, you know, the windows. I come out in the morning to my car and I'll be like, dang, I didn't know I left my windows open. So I started to notice when I was on the freeway one day, I could hear the noise, and I was like, why do these windows keep rolling down? So they told me that I could schedule an appointment. They told me it was going to take 2 weeks to get in. When I got in for the 2 weeks, they told me that I had to pay $60 something for a diagnostic test on it for manual windows. And then I would have to pay a $250 deductible in order to be able to replace whatever needed to be replaced. Now, while I was on a 2-week waiting list, my warranty expired. The temporary, because you get like three different options. You, like I said, you get the one for like a week, 1,500 miles. You can bring it back, get your cash back. The second one lasts 90 days. And then I got the Carmax one that's supposed to last me up to like 200,000 miles, which I pay extra for every month, you guys. Okay, so they didn't tell me that until I got here. Then they told me that I was outside of the warranty, because they scheduled me. It took 2 weeks to get in, and during that time, I missed that time period, which I thought that they should have honored anyways, considering I was on a waiting list to get in here. Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, I came outside, started my car, started driving it, and I noticed that it was loud. I immediately told myself, I said, it sounds like my catalytic converter or something around the muffler or the rather. Because I used to have a Ford Probe, you guys, and I remember one time my catalytic converter went out on the car, and the muffler, they had to replace that pipe, that whole line, the exhaust, all that. So I kind of know, what it sounds like. So I said, damn, this is not a brand new car, but it's a newer car. Like, why am I hearing this noise? So I called the company, I called Carmax, and I said, I'm hearing some muffler type noise. The car is loud. And they was like, oh, well, it's going to be 2 weeks to get you in. And then if we get you in, you got to pay for the diagnostics. And then after the diagnostics or whatever it is, you have to pay the $250 deductible. So I'm like, I just want to bring this in to find out what's going on with it. Why do they have to do like a pure diagnostics on a car and charge me $66 and some change or something? So yesterday I was driving Uber, and this man got in, and he was like, honey, why does your car sound like a small airplane? When I called my friend, when I first heard this noise, I told her, I said, my car sounds like a baby airplane. He got in here and said the same thing. He said, yeah, I used to work on cars a little bit. He said, you need to have them check on your catalytic converter. Don't you got a warranty on this car? And I don't mind him being nosy at this point, because I'm trying to take all the help I can get. So I was like, I do have a warranty on this car. I was like, but they trying to charge me for so many things before we could even get to the root of the problem. And he was like, just take it to AutoZone or O'Reilly's and let them put the thing on it. And I was like, dang, I forgot. I used to do that all the time back in the day. So I went there today, and the man told me that if my engine light is not even on, they can't even check it. I went to O'Reilly's. So here we go. So I called Carmax back, and I'm like, listen, I'm at a situation here. I need to find out what's going on with this car. Every time I call, y'all can't get me in for 2 weeks. What's going on? So the lady told me if I come in today that I could just come in, but I have to drop it off. And I was like, well, I'm patient. I don't mind sitting here waiting, because I don't want to take an Uber all the way. Like, I don't live over here, and I don't want to take an Uber all the way up back to my house, which will probably cost me $25, and then take one back over here, which will be another $25, probably during rush hour when they call me back. I have so many things to do today. I don't have time for this, but I'm willing to sit here and wait if I can sit here and wait. So when I get here, she tells me, well, we're not taking appointments today. I said, I know you're not taking appointments. I just talked to you. It's only been 20 minutes, maybe. I just talked to you. I'll sit here and wait no matter how long it takes. I said, if it gets to a point where I just have something that I have to do, which is later on in the afternoon, right now it's 10 minutes to 11 a.m. I was like, I'll just sit here. I have a conference call with this new company I just started with, and I have to be on a call at 3:00 in the Teams meeting. So I'll sit here until it's time for me to go do that, and then I can leave if I can't, if they haven't seen me. So she's like, well, there's nothing that I can do. I was like, every time I come here, every time I have some kind of problem, I was like, this is becoming a problem. Nobody is fixing anything on this car. And keep in mind, I'm paying my fucking car note. Like, I could have bought a cash car, flat out. I could have bought a cash car and had these kind of problems and got them resolved. Because at least if I know if I got a cash car, then I'm like, I got to go take this somewhere and get the inspection done. I'll pay for that. I could have took it to Midas up the street or something, $30, they'll do the inspection, and then I'll at least know what the hell is wrong with it. Okay. So I'm like, I want to speak to the manager, because I've had so many issues with this car, and I keep coming back here and I'm not getting no resolution with the car. So this guy comes up and he's talking to me, and he's like, well, let's go out here and take a listen to the car. So I started up, and of course you can't really hear what's going on with it until you drive it. So I told him, like, well, if I take you down the feeder road, you'll hear it, even if we ride around the parking lot. So he's like, well, just start it up. He didn't want to do that. Okay. So then I told him, I was like, well, what's going on? Why do you guys never have any availability? Why is it always a 2-week stretch on everything? And why do I have to pay for all of these things? Like, it's a lot going on here. And he was like, well, we're a smaller Carmax. He explained to me that and all that stuff. And then he ended up giving me this paper. It's called a Repair Pal Certified. You've got options for service. Visit repairpal.com/Carmax and get an instant Repair Pal Fair price estimate, say that 5 times, for auto repair work. So I can call these people, or I can go online and see where these people are and see if I can get in some kind of way today for them to just do a look over on the car. You can look at that area down there and tell if something is wrong. It's not nothing super big that you got to put on a diagnostic machine. And see, this is why I was talking to my uncle yesterday, because people think most women don't know anything about cars and, you know, everything. They just completely oblivious to things. When I came here last time and I really don't know a lot about brakes and stuff, that man talked to me. I sat there and I listened to everything that he said. I took it in. I'm listening to you. I'm agreeing. I'm nodding. I'm acknowledging. I'm asking questions. Like, I do all of that. But to be frankly, I hate taking care of car shit, like, altogether, because I've been doing it for so long. I do know stuff about cars. I'm not completely oblivious to everything, but I just know that you can go under here and look at the problem if there's a problem. So I'm going to go online and I'm going to see if I can get into one of these places. I'm going to see if there's fees and charges associated with it. And I'm going to follow up on this video. But at this point, this car is trying to serve its purpose for me, but it's slacking in certain areas, and I'm not happy about it. My uncle was like, I wish I could come down there. You would be in a new car by now. They'd have had to trade that car in and da 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 da. I don't want to go through all of this. I want this car to serve the purpose that I purchased it for. I'm working on some other things. My goal is always to upgrade any fucking ways. So, you know, it is what it is. But I just wanted to make this video and follow up, because I really do think that this is like, it's some pure fuckery of what's going on. I just really do. Like, this is time consuming. I'm paying this car note. I'm paying for the Carmax care. I'm paying for all of this stuff, and I'm not getting any resolutions that I need. And I am recording this while I'm still here at the Carmax place, because it's fresh on my mind. So once I get this stuff done with this, I will follow up with this video and let y'all know what's going on. Peace.